Hello Libra, welcome to your April 2019 Lenormand Spread. I'm Jade with yesYesYes. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a Grand Tableau, but I'm going to read it a little differently. Try to stay focused on health, on wealth, on career, and love. We'll just do it very generally for you. And so then if you have any specific questions, we can talk about doing a reading on your own. And that information, all my website information is in the box below. So let's get started. This is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck. I have pre-shuffled and I'm shuffling some more, thinking about you, Libra, for April 2019. Let's see where this all begins for Libra. Oh, a little spinning action. All right, so how you doing, Libra? I hope you're excited for springtime in the Northern Hemisphere, and for fall if you're in the South. Welcome everyone. Where do we begin here for Libra? Okay, so I'm also doing this where I'm reading both the masculine and the feminine together, just because it's making it a lot easier so that everybody can use, you can use both stories if you like. So I'm going to lay out the cards and we'll go from there. Hopefully I get this all straight. That's the biggest challenge in this spread, is to get all of the cards out on the table where we can see them and they're straight. Okay, awesome. Okay. If you are resonating with this, please let me know in the comments section or hit that thumbs up button. It helps out the channel so much. I really appreciate it. And let's see what else we've got here. All right. So, hey, my roommate just walked in. He's always helping me out. He's always helping me out in the background, he and the cat. All right, so we're almost set. Okay. It's always fun to talk while dealing. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to look through and see if there are any cards in their own house. So give me a moment. Okay, ooh, I like the sun in the sun's, okay, so what we're being guided towards underneath, this is like the flavor of the reading, is we're talking about the strength and security that you might have. We're pulling upon that or reminding you to do so this month, is to be strong, to remember your personal security, and that you are a powerhouse. Nice, Libra, I like this. So that sun card is a great card to have there. Okay, so I'm going to start with what's going on for you, what's surrounding you in your life right now. It looks like we've got some choices in love that you might have. We'll talk specifically about love in the end, but I'm feeling like you're needing to make some choices and you need to make them quickly. I'm not sure why it has to be quickly, but that's just what's showing up. It might be that there's some anxiety and that you just want to cut through the anxiety of it. You just want to move through it being uncomfortable, and that you might be really feeling into your intuition or your emotional sense and self currently. So you definitely are thinking about emotions, or excuse me, definitely thinking about this relationship. What else is going on is that you might have some financial burdens, maybe specifically with your house, and that you might have to finagle, get some side hustles, you know, to kind of build your coffers so that you're not feeling so strained financially. And I'm only saying that because I've got some challenge cards underneath your finances, and we have some authority underneath your house, your home, your stability. So what that might mean is that we might be talking about a family home or a family home situation where maybe you're moving back into the family home, or you need to sell the family home, something about the family home. Or if it's your parents and their home, you might be moving them to a nursing home. You see, like there's something connected to home and finances that you're dealing with currently, and that you have to be a little inventive about. So maybe it's, putting money in different places than you didn't think of before. It might be a new way of doing that, and might be really interesting. I don't know if you can hear Paco in the background, but he agrees. Paco the kitty. And actually, it seems like these challenges to your finances have just been in movement, right? When you feel more secure, okay, sure of yourself, like that sun card was initially, and you feel like you're stable in one place, your finances actually even out. So I think the more that you spread yourself out and spread your energy out, the less the less you're able to save, and that might be a financial strain. It may be taking actual trips. Maybe you took some actual trips in the past that, maybe you put them on credit cards and now you're having to pay them back. Sometimes Lenormand is very cut and dry like that. So what's going on emotionally is that you're dealing with, love and how you feel about others. You might be needing to make a choice specifically about how you are connecting to others. I'm not seeing another person here, so I'm feeling like this is just your way of emoting love, okay? And that you're deciding a new way of loving, or deciding a place where you want to put your loving energy, okay? And you're also considering finances currently. What else is going on about finances is that they're deeply connected to this home at the moment. So if you did take some trips, and if we're talking about, it could be a motor home, a home that moves, so all kinds of things like that. There was just some underlying challenges to getting all of this straight, but right now what I'm seeing is that it's starting to stabilize. And if you feel that, if you're starting to feel a little bit nervous, just know that the stabilization is in fact coming. There's a little bit of confusion further on down the line about it. So just stay open, stay clear about, because right now the cards are saying the more movement you have, then that's going to drain your resources. So really trying to get stable and secure with where you are physically even, and if it's signing contracts to get you to a new home or whatever this home situation is, the more that you can kind of dig into it, the more stable everything is going to work out, okay? So just keep that in mind, and keep your clarity on your initial goal of stability and feeling success within that, okay? And now let's talk about health. Health is way back here in the corner here. And so we've had some transformation that has occurred in your health. There might have been some challenges. Maybe it's like a family-oriented health challenge. I usually am reading this based on this is your experience. So this might be if you have some kind of genetic thing that's been passed down to you that you have to deal with. Some kind of changes and transformations that have occurred for you, and they might have actually occurred at the hospital or at the doctor's office where you were seen. You had to go in somewhere to get some advice or to get a treatment plan or something along those lines. I'm seeing all of this in your past. So what it's looking like is that it's just kind of you've quarantined your health. You've put it off to the side for now. Maybe it was a big deal in the past, and now you just kind of want to not deal with it, not worry about it, because you have other things that you're kind of thinking about are more important to you currently. What does that mean? It just means that it fed into what's currently going on for you. I would advise you to bring back your interest and your attention to your health, just to do some checks, because it's always good to not let it go crazy. So just keep that in mind as you are feeling more stable in this financial and home situation, okay? And now here we are to love. I've kind of blown through everything. Everything's really clear for you here, Libra. Okay, this love situation, And I'll talk about it in terms of commitment in the future too. So in the past, there was a challenge in this love, and this was loving, you know, perhaps it might have been somebody who once was a friend, or this friendship might have been transformed, that's what I mean, into a loving relationship. But this is energy that's going on here is that there's the potential for something new, but you do have to choose. And it could be connected to something that's happening kind of secretly, right? You're not telling too many people about it. And it could be with, maybe it was somebody that you met through a friend. But I feel like, and it could be challenging, but the other thing about this whip card is that it could be highly erotic. It could be a little taboo. There could be things that you're investigating that you never really considered before with this relationship or with this love affair. Again, I'm not seeing anybody else except for this friend who's nearby, and maybe this person is just very loyal to this connection. But I'm feeling like you're at this place now where you have to choose, and the choice could be whether to keep it a secret or to come out, to kind of, you know, let the world know that you're a couple, you're a thing. If there's nobody in your life, this is you considering what your relationships need to be. And perhaps you have looked into different parts of yourself in relating sexually to others, physically to others. And so you might be including this different part of yourself, this more physical nature in your sexual relationships. So this is what you're kind of deciding is, you know, do you like those aspects? And these are, you know, I say taboo, it's just because I'm wanting you to understand that it's outside of the norm. It's not necessarily, and when I say norm, that means your norm, not everybody else's. So you're talking about what's outside of what you normally would do in relationship. And again, this is you exploring different parts of yourself, not doing anything that is harmful or painful or anything that you don't want to do. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about exploring, like, you know, if maybe you weren't into making out in public, now you're kind of curious about making out in public, that type of thing, to whatever extreme, whatever. So that's what we're talking about here in your love affair. But there is this choice that's coming, and it's feeling rushed. It's feeling like you have to decide quickly, and I don't know why that is. This deck isn't telling me, the spread isn't telling me that, but I am feeling like there's going to be, you're going to come out of this feeling good, feeling empowered, and feeling more secure in yourself. So if it's a choice where you're deciding this new behavior, of integrating this new behavior, whatever choice you make, and I think intuitively you'll know, as long as it's aligned emotionally. You might be triggered by all this, actually. So if this is a new patterning, you're being triggered by old things that are coming up for you. And I think ultimately you're going to choose, and that's what's going to open up this new way of feeling self-secure, that thing that we talked about initially with that Sun card. Your strength and your security comes from you knowing what you want and what you like and desire. And that is this process here with love and with the way in which you connect to others. You're committing right now, your commitment will be really coming from that place of security. So once you feel that security, you're going to anchor into it. We're going to replicate what we were talking about, is that your strength is coming from kind of hunkering down, deciding where you need to be and staying there, like nesting, and not moving around so much, not trying to do so much. It's really just about nesting and creating your space directly, right around you, okay? That's what you're really committing to here in the future. It's not necessarily a person. I'm not seeing that. It is, there's potentially off to the side, there's a person that might help you to develop this nature, this different, alternative patterning, this alternative activity, physical activity, sexual activity. So there might be that opportunity with that person where you make a commitment to each other to to explore. But for the most part, you're committing to yourself this month is what I'm seeing, Libra. So, so let's go back through it. It seems that your money is directly connected to this house and this burden. So maybe you bought a new home. Maybe it's also financial connections to your family. There's lots of reasons, but basically you're being urged to go to your inventive nature, to your place of taking care of yourself and your immediate surroundings. That's where your power is going to come in, is when you turn on that inventiveness, that cunningness, so that you can get through whatever this financial strain or challenge was that you're feeling. You're feeling that constricture, okay? But I'm feeling for the most part, it is going to turn out, there's going to be a little bit of confusion coming up in the future. So whatever this you being inventive, just keep track of that and keep moving from that place, and I think that you're gonna do just fine. So whatever new way of being, whatever way of getting yourself out of this rut or this stuckness or this financial challenge, when you choose a different way, that's going to lead you forward to being successful. You had a flavor card, I'm just going to call it that from now on, which is talking about developing security and your strength. And your inner strength is because you're committing to yourself this month. You're committing to what is going to serve you best, what's going to feel most secure for you. Your health right now is kind of surrounded and sequestered to the edge. I think that's the furthest thing. You just put it on the back burner. I'm just going to urge you to just take a look at it again. Make sure that you're still in line. You're treating yourself well. If it's you're getting enough physical activity, that you're eating well, that kind of thing. Just bring attention back to it so that you can continue to be well, because all these other things you want to focus on is you need to have the energy to do so. Your love relationships, very fascinating this month. You might be engaging or trying new activities, new sexual ways of being. It's kind of, this is a spicy combination. There may be somebody that you actually make a commitment to delve into this part of yourself. And I'm calling it taboo only in that these are different ways of experimenting that are beyond your normal. And so, the example I gave earlier was, if you are not into public displays of affection and then all of a sudden you want to kind of try making out in public, that's you're trying on different roles to kind of play around and see what feels good, what's spicy for you, and looking at a different way of being sexually, which is quite liberating. And I think that's where your self-security comes in, is that you're going to feel in. These are things, you're making these choices. Nobody's pushing you into anything. You're just trying these ideas out to see what you like, okay, what feels good. The other thing is that if we're talking about this could be going back to your health. And so if you're not dating anyone, if this is not a sexual thing, this would be health related in terms of working out. So you might be doing new workout routines. That could be the focus that you draw back to your health and trying new workout routines, and maybe in the future actually signing up at a gym. But I'm feeling like there's, your heart is really connected to this this card of repetition almost, and it is a struggle, it is a push. So you're being triggered by, you're actually triggering yourself for growth, which is great. The whole world doesn't need to trigger you. You can do it yourself, Libra. That's but ultimately what's happening is you're gonna come out on the other side of this feeling more secure, more strong, because you're making the choices and you're looking at things really clearly, and it is truly destined. I like that you're ending with the star card there on the end. You're getting some push from the universe. You're getting extra energy when you need it. This is a great reading, Libra. So even though there's not like a definite love, there's some development here in really interesting ways, and that is almost more fascinating to me than just, this new love that's coming into your life. So we'll see, and we'll do the love readings in a week or two, all right? So that's what I have for you, Libra, and for now, I'm going to send you all my love. See you guys next time.